Again, we've got about a minute or so before we go green. And I probably expect a lot. I think everyone's going to go out on track right away, because the rain is on its way. I want to thank those who are in green. That's like Johnny, RS, Paula, Too Legit. I know Yenta was here earlier. These are the people who have joined the chat. They have access to special emojis. I'm going to drop into chat. They also get a super chat every month that they you sustain being a supporter, and might be sooner than expected. I want to show on the weather radar right now, and it's getting closer. That's getting closer to the track than expected. Is it dry? It's dry right now, but it is close to. I saw some droplets dropping. The fans were putting on their ponchos, so that's not a good sign. We haven't gone green light just yet. They're lined up on pit row. Again, if you haven't like or subscribe, now's a great time. If you subscribe and hit the bell, you'll get notifications on when we go live. And Russell saying it's coming down harder now. But then again, he thought his sweat was rain, so we'll see how that goes. Pit lane has not gone green on the stream. Matt will probably go sooner. And Max Verstappen is at the front of the pit lane, so he will be the first one to go out on track. And it's just gone green, and Max is out now. And Checo is the second to go out. One of the Ferraris, I think Aston Martin are the next two cars. So it's Verstappen, Perez, Sainz, Russell, Hamilton. Oh, it's Mercedes. Alonso is next, and so Stroll. So these are the teams that are getting out right away. And Charles Leclerc car is he in his car? His car is up on the jack still. They're doing something with Charles' car still. If it was raining, do you think they'd come out on slicks? No, they wouldn't be coming out on slicks if it was raining. Yentl is here. And Charles is now coming out of the pit lane. So we've got Ocon, Gasly, and Clerk. So we got half of the teams out so far. Williams are not out. The Haas's are out. The kick team is not out, and McLaren is not out. Clerk is out on intermediates. If they're expecting him to, they're expecting it to rain while he's out, getting out. Uh, Max has come in, so they were on other tires. They're now on soft tires. Sainz is on a medium. Are they bringing him in on softs? I don't know what they're doing. They brought Max in. Huh. I don't see the rain coming down just yet. There is some humidity. There's a lot of humidity in the air. Right now it's 66 humidity, 9 degrees Celsius, 66 a degree. That's the air temperature. The track temperature is 26 degrees Celsius, 78 degrees Fahrenheit. That's a very low temperature. We've seen that temperature go up much higher. Once you get stretched in the trees, there are a lot of trees on this track. It looks like Leclerc. Tire usage. Oh, so there's something wrong with the tires that they put on Leclerc's car. It, did they mix up sets? Oh, they put inners on and the track's not declared wet. So they didn't declare the track being wet, so the inners are not allowed to be used. So you should have had slicks. The that will be he will be brought to the stewards after the session, and we will hear about if there's a penalty tomorrow. Ooh, who just went off the track? It's like I think one of the McLaren. No, it was Hamilton did went wide on the hairpin curve on the track. Was shown directly on. Dash, I'm not sure why you. I'm watching it on F1 TV. I'm not sure why you can't see it. Refresh the page on F1 TV. You probably need to update. He went out on the first lap and came back in. Moba's asking, I thought Max went out first. Where is he? He went back. Yeah, he pretty much went right back in pretty quickly. He's so. I think right now Gasly's out on track. Who is my live timing? Yeah, Gasly is the only one on track right now. So I'm not sure what is going on at the moment. I think they maybe. mm, I don't see rain on the track right now. And right now, again, Gasly's the only one on track. He's on soft tires. If you guys have questions in chat, you can drop them in. You can at Grashariza, and I'll highlight my name and it'll make you stand out easier for me to answer your question. Gas is going to set. It's going to do a 129.07. That's going to be our fastest time in all three sectors. Uh, Looking right now, he is the only one on track at the moment. What's the deal with the tires? So there are 5 sets of tires that could be used during this weekend. 3 are slicks, the normal racing tires, and 2 are wet tires. So there's intermediates and there are full wets. It has to be really going hard for the full wets to be used, even considered to be used. Intermediates is what they normally use most of the time. In order to use those tires, the track has to be cleared to be wet, and Leclerc went out on an intermediate tire before that track was determined to be wet by the stewards. So that's the issue that's going on there. Um, the other three tires are the slicks, and there's three that are selected for each race: a medium, a hard, and a soft. And ultimately, we're using the three fastest compounds. There's five compounds that Pirelli, the tire manufacturer, makes five compounds. We're using the three fastest of the compounds, the softest and fastest, I should say. So the C5, C4, C3 are the softest and therefore fastest. They're saying that rain is falling, but I can't see it on the stream. And Gasly's saying the track is getting better as he goes across it right now. And Daniel Ricciardo is now out on track right now. When the McLarens, one of the kicks is out. So it's Gasly, Hamilton is coming out now. Alonso, Ocon, Zhou, Oscar, Ricardo, and Tsunoda are the ones out on track now. Zhou on. Gasly just did the fastest, the only lap that's been set so far. Gasly is atop of the board by default. And there are some clouds in the distance that are looking threatening. They've got some weight with them that could drop some heavy rain. So, so, so it has been declared a wet track, and Joe went out on intermediates, but he's now come in. Um, it looks like gone to mediums, but he hasn't left the pits. I'm not sure why. Someone in chat asked if Lewis has got the new wing. President says that Lewis did get the upgrade, so both have the new wing. Anders Nielsen saying that Red Bull with the new back wing as well. Gasly's still top of the board with 120. Hamilton's done one at 131.315. And that top lap time, that 120, might be baked in as rain comes in now. Watching Oscar, and there is droplets running across the camera from his onboard. Ooh, RS saying that the Checo's crash with he got with the Haas's cost them about 2.5 million. Oscars just jumped to the P2 with a 121.9. Ricardo did a 122.15. Ocon, you see, does a 128. Tsunoda did 126. Hamilton did 134. There is a yellow flag on track, and it's been resolved already. So someone went off track and went back on. Hamilton's going to jump to P2 with a 121. Russell's going to jump to a 120.893. I'm trying to see where else right now. Leclerc is out. He's on medium tires. So those are on track or on softs, except for the McLarens, which are on medium tires. Pretty much everything's on track except for Kick and Max Verstappen. Is there an issue with Max's car that we don't know about? I don't see. There's nothing being reported about Max's car at the moment. Bottas is coming out on track. Is Ocon back in the car? Yes, he is. He is on track right now as well. Currently P9. Norris is just pitted. Tsunoda is pitted. We have not 14 down, so it's Verstappen, Perez, Joe, Hulkenberg, Sargent, Albon, Bottas all have not set a time yet. So Magnussen set a garbage time of 1:33. Dune should have got it. I mean, he was in. Again, he was in for a few laps, but he did his part for the FP1 training. So one of the Aston Martins passing a Ferrari. Right now, Alonso's jumped to the top of the board. Again, Alonso has done a 120.451. Ricardo's done P2 120.704. Hamilton is on track still. Leclerc, Ocon, Sargent, Magnussen, Stroll, Albon, Sainz on track. One of the Haas is going down the escape road. Sargent going down the escape road. They are the hairpin curve right now is a problem. I just saw 4 cars not making their braking and going around it. Clerk, slowest person in the last corner. No mirror is typical. Hamilton right now on a lap, fastest second sector. He will jump to P5 with 125.225. Alonso right now putting together a lap. Sainz has jumped up to P8 to 122.40 lap. 2 seconds off Alonso's. Stroll putting together a lap. He's going to go to a 119.841. First one in the 119s. Alonso just did a P2, 120.451. Ricardo is third, Gasly's fourth, Russell's fifth, Hamilton is sixth, Oscar seventh, Sargent is eighth, Albon's ninth, Sainz is 10. Max is just entering the exiting the pits right now and entering the track. We do not have times for Verstappen, Joe, Hulkenberg, and Bottas. Stroll going full dark side of the Forza. Megs is going to jump to 11,122. Alonso's going to take to P1 again with 118.662. First one in the 118s. He's on a soft tire. He's been on those for 6 laps already. Sargent right now, P8. No improvement in his lap time, but Albon just jumped to 4th, so he's just been pushed his teammate down to 8th, 9th, I should say. Hamilton not making his Sainz this time in the way. And there is Gary the Hedgehog. Marmot has been spotted. Gary has been spotted, everyone. Right now, Max starting a flying lap at the moment. Albon's jumping up to P2 with a 118.210. Fastest third sector. He did 2 tenths faster than Stroll. No, Albon jumped to 3. Stroll jumped to 2nd. Stroll does a 118.2. Albon does a 119.068. Stroll fastest third sector. Gary decides who wins on Sunday. There are 39 minutes and a half left in this session right now. You are listening to the Race YouTube channel. This is Grash giving you live action and commentary on what's going on, taking your questions in chat. Pointing out that Gary has shown up this weekend. Magnet has just jumped to P3, 118.838. Second off of Alonso's time. Leclerc has just jumped to a P3, taking that 118.519. Fastest third sector. Hamilton just jumped up to P2, 118.001. Alonso on a new flying lap has got fastest sector 1. $2,247 you watching right now. Thank you right now. We got 178 likes right now. That helps us with the algorithm. If you haven't liked or subscribed, now's a great time. We've got about 125.4 thousand of you part of the army. Alonso had just took second fastest sector, but it was just taken away by Leclerc. Alonso's going to finish his lap first, and then Leclerc is, let's see. So Magnussen has just did a 118.112. Alonso fastest third sector improves his time 116.668. Leclerc is going to improve on that. Fastest sector 2, sector 3. Alonso has faster first sector. And so we're looking at about a 10th difference between Leclerc and Alonso, 116.556. Yeah, if you subscribe, you hit that bell, you'll get notifications of when we go live. The other way you get notifications, join our Discord. We will have an event. So if you can't find the stream, look in Discord. I'm going to drop the Discord into chat for you guys. Yeah, Leclerc did his lap on a medium tire. Uh, so Max is getting out of his car. So Max is jumping out of his car as a safety procedure. They are not, and the reason they're doing that, they're not exactly sure if the car is completely safe. Max will probably come back later. They probably have to check something on the car. Hulkenberg jumping to P5 at 117.903. Albon jumping to P4, 116.997. Stroll jumping to P3, 116.851. Perez jumping to P14 with 118.646. So everyone's out on track right now except for Verstappen, which something's going on with the car, and then Gasly, who's in the pits. So they've got a tape in front of it that says "Do not enter," and that's because there's an issue with the electrical system. Ooh. So Max took a new power unit, and there may be something an issue with it, particularly with the electrical system. Alonso's just jumped to P1 with a 115.810. So Hamilton has got fastest first and second sector. Is he on a lap? I think he boarded his lap. Perez jumping to P7, 117.041. Oh, Hamilton complaining about them backing up in the last corner. Tsunoda jumped to a 116. Max is out of the car and he's out of his suit. They are removing the hood of his car. They're black gloves, safety procedure, like big black safety gloves. So that is not good. He will probably be gone for the rest of the session the way things are going. If he gets back, it'll be interesting. Yeah, yeah, this is they put a new power unit in it and there's an electrical issue. It is something electrified is something going on at the moment, and they're working as fast as they can to work on that engine. Russell's just jumped to a P2, half a second off Alonso's time. That would be a 116.273. What happened to Max? His car is in the garage right now. Lando Morris is cutting the chicane. No, Red Bull's not washed. It's just Max took a new power unit today, and something has gone wrong with that power unit on the electrical system. And so they're working on trying to get that shut down properly. Um, Max is not dead. Don't do rip. Not dead. Just his engine. So Ricardo is saying that no one's getting out of the way of anyone. We're not sure if it's on fire. They say that they see some smoke. We're not, not fully sure what's going on with that particular engine. Yeah. These guys are so we've got several of them who have gone multiple laps. Alonso, 13 laps. Stroll is just pitted, but he did 11 laps. Magnussen's pitted, but he did 11 laps. Hamilton's still on track, 13 laps. Albon did 10. Ocon is still on track, 14. Sargent's done 11 laps on soft. Sainz, 12 laps on a medium. So we got several doing longer lap runs. We've got others like Hulkenberg and Bottas 6 laps so far. See Russell on 6 laps on the soft, so they're starting a longer run. Zhou 5 laps on soft. So Lando Norris fairly followed race escape road instructions noted. So see if they'll investigate that or they'll get called at the end of the session. Yeah, I'm not sure why you guys are like pointing to Newey leaving. Um, they were going to have those problems that they were going to have regardless of Newey left. Not really sure why you guys are pointing to like Red Bull is washed up and because Newey's already announced he's not going to be gone until the end of the year. And I'm not even sure he's even at track. I'm not sure he's shown up on TV as of yet. He's not going to be at every race. Kerry Chan saying, I think this is a race where Ricardo will beat Tsunoda because he's bad on Canada and he's also bad in wet. Is the track fully dried? No. It's it's not fully dry. Not really sure what's going on with Lando at the moment. His car's in the pits right now. He's only done about 7 laps total. Knew he's not going to be able to sabotage Red Bull before he leaves. That would take massive incompetence on the Red Bull staff part. And it is raining now. And everyone right now is in the pits right now. It is now raining. There are definitely puddles. You can see they've got shots of rain puddling and raindrops hitting. So we are now 27 and a half minutes left in this session. Now you're listening to the Racing to YouTube channel. This is Grass bringing you what was action on track. It is now raining at the track, which we expected. Is the rain heavy? It doesn't look heavy. It's a lighter rain, but it has potential to get much heavier as this session goes on. Fans are still in the stands. They have ponchos on, but they're not yet going to shelter as of yet. Yeah. So what again, one of the things that's going on with Max's particular car, they have a rope line basically that says do not enter. And that part of the procedure, if there's something wrong, electrically wrong with the car, that goes up. So right now at the top of our board, we've got Alonso, Russell, Stroll, Leclerc, Ricardo, Magnussen, Hamilton, Sonoda, Albon, Perez. It is starting to rain already, and times are not going to change that much. That is correct. But we're see where people are going to come out. Again, we've got 25 minutes to go in this session right now. So the nose of Max's car has been removed. They've taken back the yellow tape, so that's an improvement. But still, they are doing all sorts of work on that car now. The car is lifted off the ground. They're doing all sorts of work on this car at the moment. So massive work is being done on Max's car at the moment. There are about 2,000 you watching right now. Thank you for being here. 235 likes. Thank you so much. That helps with the algorithm. We've got 125.4 thousand subscribers. Join the Racing Tickets Army. If you hit the bell after subscribing, you can get notifications that when we go live. Oh, they're doing drill stuff. That's interesting. Anyways, one of again, you see several people in chat who have green text. Those people have joined the channel, like Johnny, Tulit, Paula, RS. They have access. They've got a badge by the next name, but they have access to a bunch of emojis, which I'm going to throw into chat right now. And they also get a super chat, free super chat, each month. Yeah, it's listed as a free milestone chat to legit. It's effectively a free super chat. They've pointed out a groundhog that's on the track. Gary's found the other Gary on track. And welcome to the fan, Mary Walk. All these big screamers on here. Yeah, Glenn Lynn's pointing out that in the FP1, Jack Doohan was in for Ocon for FP1 training, and ultimately he got 3 laps total because of the rain. Yeah, they are setting the side pod on Max's car for some reason, and they have removed part of the plank of the car. They are undoing this car completely. Something's going on. Something's up with the car. Again, we've got 20 minutes to go in this session. No one's on track. It is raining right now. The big news right now is they are doing some sort of massive surgery on Max's car. They just pulled off what looks like part of the plank of the car. What's going on with the McLarens? No one. Ocon's out on track at the moment. He is on intermediates. We'll see how that goes. They're right now looking at how Ocon is performing on track, and Alonso is at the pit lane exit, but not yet going. There he goes. He's going out, I believe, on intermediate tires now. Yep. So we've got 2 cars out on intermediates, Ocon and we got Alonso. So we've got the virtual wall. So you can't put up a wall, but you can shove everyone together to make a virtual wall with your engineers. So that's what they're doing with around Max's car. Norris is now going out on track. So the track, the issue was is that the track wasn't wet enough to use the intermediates properly. If the track is damp but not properly wet, it eats up the tire. We've got Stroll, Russell, Leclerc out on track now. So what basically right now, cars are now coming out onto track on intermediates. Is rained enough so that it's wet enough for the intermediates to function. If it's again track not not wet enough, it'll just eat up the intermediate tire. Bottas now coming out onto track. Ricardo coming out on track. So their cars are now coming out on track on the intermediate tires. Sargent coming out on track. 15 minutes to go in this session right now. You are listening to the Race YouTube channel. We're in the last quarter of this session at the moment. What's happening with NASCAR? They are doing some sort of destruction, pulling it apart. We're going to see a very different car tomorrow. Is basically all I can tell you with the amount of work that's going on it. Because they're doing so much work, they've employed the virtual wall. Basically, every person who possibly can be used is lined shoulder to shoulder to build a virtual wall to hide the work that they're doing from cameras and whatnot. Mm. Well, visibility. Yeah, the idea is that the press cameras can't get a view of what they're working on, what the no, it's not wall cheating. It's just that's within the rules. It's just basically they don't want the press cameras on what they're doing. So Magazine Perez, Oscar Joe, Verstappen are the only four who are in the pits right now. Everyone else is out on intermediates. So I will get the Flitzel car for Red Bull Racing. And so we're not going to see any new time changes jumping up because they're on immediate time. The drop in lap times from a slick to an intermediate is dramatic. And we have a yellow flag and it is cleared. It was in sector 9. So they've noted that Norris failed to follow race instructions on the pit road, skate road. We have another yellow in sector 9. And it's cleared again. Oh, Lando cut a corner. So instead of using the escape road, Lando cut a corner instead, and that's what they're gonna to basically bring him in to this, talk to him about it that with the stewards later on. Ooh, Charles did a spin and he was coming up against Aston Martin. Ooh, had did a full 360 spin. So they're saying that more senior staff is essentially around Max's car, and that's indication it's a bigger issue. Yeah, Sector 9 is the chicane on the track. We've got 10 and a half minutes left to go in this session. The only ones who are now out on track is basically Max, who we understand, and Magnussen, who's in the pits. So this track is full of cars right now, so traffic is going to be an issue going forward. We got, again, officially 10 minutes to go. This is the Race Assisted YouTube channel. This is Grash with you right now, covering the action on track for free pre-practice 2. Well, on track and in the garage in case of Max. They have basically pulled part after part off that car. And Red Bull's got some serious work to do getting it. That is pretty on the mark, Johnny. And Alonso's coming into the pits. Are they? He did 5 laps on those tires. I want to thank over the 2,000 who have been watching right now. We've got 290 likes. Thank you. That helps with the logarithm. It's 125, 473 subscribers so far. Join the army. Hit that bell, know when we go live, or join Discord, and you'll get events for each of the sessions. And Ferrari was ahead of Albon, was moving slowly in that, again, Sector 9. As far as Max is concerned, we're not going to see him out on track. They have pulled so much off that car. So they are doing a massive rework on that car. Again, Max, when he came in, something was wrong with the engine, and it was smoking a bit. So I'm wondering what they found. 300 likes. Thank you. Again, we've got those who are on track are all on intermediate tires. So the times that we see on the board right now, those are going to stay as the official times. They did a 115 on the top of the board, and we're looking at like 125s, 10 seconds more. Sainz did a 126 in his last lap on an intermediate. No, I've had worse at practice sessions. In fact, actually, last year I think I lost the first. There was an incident in FP1, and the track was red flagged because there was an incident on track, and then that incident through that incident, the stewards found that there was an issue with the track cameras, and that ultimately basically red flagged the whole session, and it basically ended early. Ooh, Sainz going over the curves and bouncing, getting a little bit of air. It looks worse than they do in slow motion. James, I like this channel, but this channel doesn't support Lewis. Dude, we don't support any particular driver specifically. We're not fanboys for any particular driver. Um, we point out who does well. We point out who does badly. Following along Hulkenberg right now. I've never heard anyone complain about not fanboying before. Timmy Silver points out that British media supports Lewis. I mean, they do that for Lando. They do that for Russell. It's their boy. Or all the drivers in F1 doing esport. No, just Max. That's not true. They more of them will do esports. I know Leclerc has done esports. I know Lando has done esports. It's just Max is the one that um he will go to esports. I mean, he literally won the esport. I think the 24-hour Nuremberg race, and then won. Um, oh, what was the race? Then one. I think he won Miami. Something, yeah, something weird like that. He won Miami and then the Nuremberg race esports on the same day. Definitely, Max is one of the huge esports racers. Well, yeah, that we're not racist here, and just those accusations. You're saying that about people on this channel. You're here to steer the pot. Not you're not being honest. So Lando's talking with engineer. There's 2 minutes left in this session. He's saying the track is getting drier and drier, and the engineer is it it's now another scenario. Do we put on basically the softs, and it's not in this case. Is it updated real time? Yes, it is. Norris won. Who won? It was Imola. Max won. Max, yeah, it was Imola where Max won, and he had won the Nuremberg race earlier that night morning. Thank you for subscribing, Mia. Hate that Stroll's still racing. Feels sorry for drivers. Liam is waiting for a shot. Liam's not the one that you should be worried about. It's Dragovich, who can't get a seat because Stroll is racing. Liam is in the Red Bull family, and they've got 5 drivers going for 4 seats. We know Max and Checo are in the mothership. We don't know who is going to be at the RB next year. Liam being Liam Lawson. Could Max decide to go esports instead of F1? He's decided to do both. It's Joe. And we have hit the end of this session right now. Will you stream tomorrow's qualifying? Yes, Cod. We will be streaming the yellow flag in Sector 2, and that has been resolved. Yeah, we will be doing FP3 tomorrow, and then the quality as well. And then we will have data timing charts for the race itself. Yeah, Denson Harris Alonso's been washed. Well, yeah, he's washed in being an P1 today. But Stroll should be yeeted. No, Stroll is a weird scenario because he's not bad. He's just not good or elite. He's a B driver. He's inconsistent. Like Stroll right now is P3. There are times where he does really well, and there's times he does not go very well. And it's one of those, it ultimately comes down to like when he wants to leave F1, he's going, that's how he's going to stay in F1 until he decides he leaves. Yeah, Timmy's pointing out Liam's contract that he's been promised a seat for next year. If Red Bull's not going to give him a seat, he is allowed to go outside of the Red Bull family to get a seat. But it's still early for him to go outside of Red Bull, unfortunately, because they haven't locked up the 2 seats at the Racing Bulls V Carb, ABCDFG, NCIS, KFC. And at this point, we've got cars are doing practice starts. So this is going to come to our end of our coverage for FP2. Again, this is Race TV channel. This has been Grash. I've been giving you as best I can the action. Again, we've had an interesting FP2 where moments where we had the track crossover from dry to wet at slow pace. Do we have quali tomorrow? Yes, we do. Tomorrow is quali. All right. For everyone here at Racing Statistics YouTube channel, I'm gonna give you guys a good day. We'll see you tomorrow for practice FP3. Ryan will be in for quali, as far as I know. He will be doing quali tomorrow and then the race on Sunday. Until I see you tomorrow, have a good night. Stay out of the rain, stay dry, and we'll see you tomorrow. Take care, everyone.